The debut of Sheriff Country, starring Morena Baccarin, has arrived, and the premiere of the Fire Country spin-off displays potential, but the series must work hard to capitalize on it. Baccarin portrays interim Sheriff Mickey Fox, an uptight and excessively rule-following officer of the law, unlike the hot-headed and rule-breaking Leone family, to whom Mickey is linked through her stepsister, Sharon Diane Farr. Mickey is buttoned up, with every T checked and I dotted. Unfortunately, the people in Mickey's life put her self-control to the test. Sky, Amanda Arcuri, her daughter, is a recovering teen addict who makes poor judgments. Her father, Wes W. Earl Brown, is a former felon and marijuana farmer. Her ex, Travis Christopher Gorham, is trying her patience. And, as always, there appears to be more crime than the small community of Edgewater can fairly handle. Sheriff Country's opening relies heavily on tell, don't show, but what it tells us isn't always supported by what our eyes see. And if the premiere is any indicator, it will be the spin-off's major flaw. Sheriff Country is clearly a show that wants to remind its audience that it is a spin-off of Fire Country, that it takes place in the same town of Edgewater, and that it has all of the same people. The trouble is that, except for Max Thierry's clumsy performance as Bode Leone, there are no other similarities to its predecessor. Instead of Smokey's, Fire Country's famed bar and grill, Sheriff Country features a nameless diner that is completely new to the universe. While the diner is crowded with Edgewater locals, none have ever appeared on Fire Country. As the show's constantly telling us, Edgewater is a little town where everyone knows everyone. The problem is that there is no true connective tissue to support this claim. It is made more difficult by the fact that Sheriff Country does not connect. Despite the fact that Mickey and her daughter, Sky, as Bode's aunt and cousin, are well aware that Vince has died, he is not mentioned in the episode. Sky makes no mention of him throughout her brief encounter with Bode. It's an obvious omission that doesn't look natural. Sadly, aside from Bode's cameo, which felt less vital to the broader tale and more like it was there to remind us that, once again, this is a Fire Country spin-off, there aren't going to be many further linkages between the two series. Fire Country and Sheriff Country are filmed on opposite sides of Canada. Therefore, any regular character or setting crossover is exceedingly unlikely. Sheriff Country could have been better served if it hadn't attempted to establish itself in the same town as Fire Country, and instead focused on standing entirely on its own. As it stands, it will be difficult to justify the absence of overlap between two performances that are presumably located in the same few square miles. The plot of the Sheriff Country pilot is strangely predictable and repetitive, but also puzzling. It's unclear why the criminals of the week in this case, a supposedly loving couple, are abusing one of their daughters by beating her and putting her away in a closet. Their intentions aren't entirely explored, but the writers make it apparent that it doesn't matter. Instead, the pilot treats the plot as an unappealing chore to do before proceeding to the forced melodrama. That melodrama is clunky. There is a subplot in which another deputy and Mickey's colleague, Boone, Matt Loria, betrays her by putting his name in the running for permanent sheriff, a position he knows she wants. The thread is short-lived. By the end of the episode, it's evident that the plot was simply there to give Mickey a cause to give an emotional address to the town, which wins everyone's hearts. There is more betrayal. Cassidy, Michelle Weaver, another deputy and Mickey's protege, had been sleeping with Mickey's ex-husband and keeping his secret from him. Even when Boone admits the sheriff's post is Mickey's, he submits his resignation letter, hinting that he cannot work under her, though it is unclear why. Perhaps a former fling? Can't he see her as a leader? Mickey should definitely spend less time campaigning for sheriff and more time figuring out why her deputies do not appear to respect her. However, there is potential in Sheriff Country. Morena Baccarin is a skilled, experienced actor who can add dimension to the role of Mickey Fox as it develops. However, her writing isn't helping her. It must improve quickly in order to provide her and the thus yet two-dimensional supporting cast with something real to work with, or it will sputter and die soon after the start. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.